Hey everyone, it's Jackie. So I've been asked a couple of times this week, how do you manage your time during online learning? How do you stay motivated? How do you keep productive? More than one person has asked if I could do a video on this topic this week, and I completely understand why. In the transition to online learning, this is happening so quickly, and it is different to be learning more independently on your own, not surrounded by the people that you're normally surrounded by. Or if you're coming back to school after a hiatus, this may be a very different approach to learning them from what you're used to. And so I think it's very reasonable that many of us are revisiting our time management strategies and trying on different sort of methods to see what would work best for us in this new normal. In this video, I'll be showing you my current workflow in terms of how I plan and manage my time. It involves the use of my Passion Planner, the app Notability, and Roam Research. This video is very much a plan with me video. You'll get to watch me fill in my Passion Planner at the beginning of the week. You'll get to see me update my main database for how I keep track of all of my to-dos in Notion. And I'll talk a little bit about how I use the daily pages in Roam as a workspace to sort of organize myself as my work unfolds throughout the day. But before we go too far, if this is the first time we are meeting, hi, my name is Jackie. I'm currently a PhD candidate studying higher education at the University of Toronto. Welcome to our channel and community. I hope you'll be a part of it. This channel is all about personal development, productivity, academic tips, research, PhD life, and more. If those general topics interest you, then you'll likely feel right at home here. A quick shout out to current subscribers. As a community, we are now at 500 subscribers, which is so amazing. And I mean, I knew when I started a YouTube channel that I wanted to have a community that would grow in size, but it's just a really cool thing to see that when it happens, and a very special thing. So I just wanted to say a huge thank you for making that happen and making this community what it is. I love interacting with you in the comments section and through Twitter and Instagram, and I just wanted to say thank you for making this place a great place to be. So with that, let's start planning for this week, and I'm gonna kick things off with my Passion Planner. So one of the first things I like to do is record any involvement opportunities that I might be particularly interested in this week. These ones are hosted by Centers for the Study of Higher Education in Oxford and in Boston. And this one is hosted by my own school. And these are great just for continuing my learning outside of classes. For example, this is about the COVID response in higher education in Australia, and this one is about the impact of COVID on internationalization of higher education. So the next thing I did was I went online and I made note of any online group fitness classes that I'm aware of that I might be interested in attending over the course of the week. I might not do all of these, but at least they're in my calendar so that I can make them a priority in my scheduling. I'm more likely to actually do it if it's in my calendar before I start putting in all of my other responsibilities. Basically, the philosophy being that I don't want to try to work this into my schedule. I want to work my schedule around healthy habits. The next thing is to look for and schedule in any online group writing sessions. This one is with a professor emeritus at my school, and if you watch this video, which you'll see over here, you'll learn a little bit more about what it's like in person. Basically, these days we're doing the exact same thing, just everyone works by themselves and meets up at the end of the day for an accountability meeting. The next thing that I do is I work on my habit tracker for the week. This is a free download from Passion Planner that you can just print and tape into your planner. So here are some of the habits that I am working towards doing on a daily basis this week. The idea is that this serves as a bit of a checklist, so as I complete an item, I will mark the corresponding box over here, and I'll also record where I did it on my calendar. I also make note of some corresponding outcomes that I can look forward to when doing the habits. And because this sits right next to me where I'm working all day and is not tucked away in an app or on another page, it reminds me constantly to engage in these types of habits. It almost becomes a little bit of a game to check as many of these boxes as I can. So the next thing I did was working with my grand master to-do list on Notion. I created my personal and work to-do lists for the week. The key thing to note here is that anything in the habit tracker doesn't need to be repeated again. In some cases, I will note what day I want to complete one of these tasks on. I typically use the early morning hours in the planner to do this, knowing that I don't have appointments then. In many ways, this is a menu, and so what I like to do at the top of every day is figure out how much time I have available to me that I haven't already allocated, pull from this menu as well as my habit tracker to figure out what can be accomplished that day. I record what I do as I go, so at the end of the week, all of the blank spaces will be full and will reflect what I was doing at that point in time. So then I took a break from the thinking process and added some washi and stickers just for fun. All of the stickers and washi in this spread are from Simply Gilded. Give you a little bit of a tour of the washi up there. And this is my favorite sticker of the whole thing. That little bear is so cute. Then I just added some color to these sections and some heart stickers that act as bullet points in my good things that happen section. Then I pulled some keywords from affirmations I had written in the previous week and put them in these prominent spaces across the top so that those words will be on my mind. And last but not least, this is the message that came to mind for this space: be bold, go for it. And here is the final product. You can see some of the supplies I used throughout this process. So I wanted to give you an overview of my master to-do list, which I keep in Notion. It's here on my dashboard, as you can see. There's a filter on it, and so I'm only seeing to-do items from the past month and the next month. So basically, if there's anything outstanding and what's to come in the next month. I'm also only seeing items that are in progress or are still to do, and not those items that are done. I prefer to have a very simple table. Here are the names of the to-do items or meetings. In this column, I can see how it's coming along. So for example, if it needs to be done and I haven't started yet, if it's in progress, or if it's done. And the minute I click this done button, it's going to disappear from the table, although it will still be stored. I also record dates and times associated with the various to-do items. Notion is sort of where I figure out for myself what day I might do a given task. If I'm pretty certain which day I'm going to do something, I'll write that down in my planner. Otherwise, I let it be a work in progress in Notion. But all of the to-do items have suggested dates. Each item is also tagged with themes that pertain to what the item is about. It might be personal, it might be exercise, it could be chore related, it could be related to my PhD, it could be related to my dissertation, it could be a webinar. Although I could use a filter, I can also just type the name of a tag in the search bar, such as something basic like my PhD, and it will pull up any item pertaining to that. Same thing if I do my dissertation, it pulls up any item related to that. And the final column over here just indicates whether something is a to-do item or whether it's actually a meeting. So again, if I only want to see what my meetings are that week, I type the word meeting, they all come up. I've mentioned this before, but you'll see in meetings that when you open up the item, I've copied and pasted information about the webinar. And I also have a link to my notes section where I've already set up the template that I'm going to be using to take notes during the webinar. So notes on the webinar, questions and feedback that I might have, notes to self, and big questions, things I'm pondering, how this connects to other things I've learned. And last but not least, this is a little introduction to how I use Roam Research as my workspace every day. Roam Research is a tool for networked thought. Every day you open it, you get a new page that has the date on it, and if you scroll down, you'll see other pages. And I like to use Roam Research as my daily workspace that I don't really have to worry about organizing hierarchically. I take notes on what I've done. For example, today's meditation using the Calm app was on the Japanese concept of ikigai, and I really enjoyed it, and so I thought it would be good to start a page on this concept so that I might learn more about it. And I found this article on the topic with this neat diagram from the Toronto Star, and so I included it here. By putting this concept in double parentheses, it creates its own page for this concept. I can come back and write about it,
anytime I mention it, it will be mentioned as a linked reference, and so I can kind of scroll through. Then I made a quick list of things to do to finish this YouTube video, so we can check this off because this is the last thing we need to do to film the parts about Notion and Rome research. I'm creating a list of things I want to do when I share the video, so if I press Command Enter and write whatever the next to do is. So I want to share it to Twitter, I want to share it to Instagram, but I want to do it later in the day. Kind of get the picture of how this works. I was also watching the Russian test skates while doing editing. I'm a figure skater, and so I put the link to the video I was watching, and I'm going to take some notes on the skaters as I watch. So this just sort of expands throughout the day. It's very much a flow of thoughts and a place to think and link ideas, and I really enjoy that about Rome Research. I'm still in the process of learning Rome Research as an app, and so if you're interested in more videos on this particular app, let me know and I will likely create some in the future.
Anyways, I hope this video has given you some ideas on how you can self-manage your time and your workload, whether you're working towards a graduate degree, an undergraduate degree, maybe you're a faculty member watching this video or an administrator, maybe you work in a different sector, but some of these ideas are transferable to your context. Whatever it is, I hope this video has been helpful in some way, shape, or form, and know that I am cheering you on. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up so that others will know that it's a good video that they might want to check out. And if you haven't yet, I encourage you to subscribe to this channel. There are still many more viewers that are watching than are subscribed. If you click the subscribe and notifications bells button, you'll be the first to know when new videos are posted to this channel. It's also a really easy way to support this channel. So until the next video, I wish you the most beautiful and productive week going. Bye, friends.